Hello, welcome. This is Sunday, February 21st, and I'm here to share my Kickstarter purchase from last year, which is uh, Cosma Visions by James Ead, or James R. Eads. And this is actually my last deck of purchase, probably for the rest of the year. I invested in not a lot of decks, but just a few decks in 2020. And these were decks that were impulse buys. These were decks specifically that I needed as tools to expand on my practice or to actually go in a different direction. And the Cosma Visions Oracle is a deck that's going to have me explore. Hello. It's going to have me explore something that I've never looked into, which is past life readings. I'm primarily focused now with astrology, the decans in relation to the tarot, but I've seen a lot of readers who've used past life experiences and have explored it through the tarot. It's like, you know what? I should look into that as well. Past lives will deal with underlying issues that we may not even be aware of. Maybe it's situations that we've been through hundreds, thousands of years in a different form, in the form of an animal. Oh, excuse me 1 minute. My cat wants to go out. So basically, this is something that I will use this deck primarily for. And I've seen a prototype of it on Kelly's The Truth and Story on her channel. And that was pretty much the clincher for me for getting this deck. So I haven't pulled a card yet from this deck. I'm going to show you the Kickstarter version of this deck. And just a few things that I got. I didn't want to go too overboard, so I didn't get the large book. I keep things very simple. The deck, and I got the art cards that came with this, which is just wonderful. And I'm going to compare the energy of this deck with a deck that I have that I worked with a little bit, and it hasn't really called me. It's the Beyond Lemuria deck. That deck has similar energy, similar vibrations, I feel, in relation to the Cosmic Visions. But let me go right into this deck and what I got from Kickstarter. So here is our box. I left the plastic on because I'm just funny like that. If I get a new deck, I keep it like this because I wear oils and put creams on my hands. I don't want to ruin the box just so soon. So I left the plastic wrap on it. Okay, so it's like everything here, James uses Prismacolor and other mixed media tools to create this deck. So there's some silver shimmers around this lotus flower. And the light's going to be changing as you see, so I'm going to have to move this deck accordingly. So this is the front of it. And it's a flip, and everything's green. Everything is green here. And here's the inside. So we have silver. It's a good sturdy box. We have infinity rings here that correspond with the petals of the lotus. And then here in the back, it's reversed on my side, but you probably see it upright. Here's the Cosma Visions box showcasing it, 2020 first edition. And what's really unique with this deck, because I think it's the first that I've seen with a tarot deck, that when we go through the minor arcana, unfortunately, I don't have a second camera or doing this where you're looking down. You can actually spread each of the suits, the cups, wands, Swords, Pentacles, but they're renamed here. You could spread out the deck in a panoramic manner. So what I'll do is I'll try to show a few cards back and forth, but you can get all 10 cards in like a panoramic view. And I thought that is just so wonderful. So beautifully done. Okay, so we got the box. Some other things that I got. I got two. Well, not I got. Everyone's going to get. It's a postcard. Thank you card. This represents the lovers. And then I believe this is a sticker. Maybe not. And then here's another thank you card. The QR code that you can scan for more information about ordering James's prints. You get a pin. I haven't taken this out yet. Get a pin, which is the lotus flower. One sec. I'm not a pin wearer, so this will probably, I don't know, maybe I'll put it on a bag or something. And it says here, nice little pin. Everything's in the color scheme of green and pink. And then on the back, it says, Cosma Visions Oracle. Let's see. And then you get some stickers. I don't know how well these are going to show. It's kind of glossy. So these are smaller versions of some of the images in the Cosma Visions. So there's that. I think I have it upside down. Yes, I do. There we go. I'm not much of a stickers person anyhow, but you know, I'll hold on to these. It's another one. So I got 2, 3, I got 5. So I believe this represents most of the suits. That's the labyrinth, the maze, which is representative of the tower. Oh, there's more than 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6. They got stuck together. Here we have the card representing the lovers. I'm going to go through the deck. I'm going to flip the cards really quick so you can see them. And then 6 cards. So this is quite nice. Very, very beautiful. Well done, James. This Kickstarter was actually one of the, for the tarot oracle decks, is one of the top highest funding Kickstarters for a tarot oracle deck. It did $637,000 for this, and I think it made like the top 5 of one of the more highest investing into a Kickstarter, which I thought was wonderful. I couldn't believe it, as once I made my investment and I was watching the numbers, it funded in less than, oh wow, it funded probably in less than a week. It was immense, and then the numbers kept going up. And then with any order that you get of the Cosma Visions Kickstarter, you get this unique coin. It's a collector's coin. This is Cosma Visions Oracle. And it showcases some of the objects that we see in the cards. So I don't want so much of my hand in there. So got a bird, got a house that's broken, forest, we have spider web. And it's a bronze coin, bronze copperish, and then this is the back of it. This is really nice. Be nice if there's a full set of these, but this is fine just the same. Yeah, this is beautiful. And it comes like in a little envelope. So with my order, I got the deck, and I'm going to show you the art cards. I get a stand, which I really like because the stand I can use with any tarot deck. And I didn't get the large book. I just stayed with the deck, art cards, and the deck itself, and then the stickers, the pin, and the coin came with all the orders for the Cosma Visions. Okay, so let me show you the stand. I'm sort of going from small to big. This is bamboo. So for anyone who's going to be watching this and doesn't want to watch it, you may just want to shut this off because you'll be seeing what you'll be getting. So this is the stand. It's etched very nicely, showing the symbolism from the deck, the hand, which is the first symbol in the Cosma Visions Oracle, representing the Fool. And it's at a slant, the cut, so there's a bit of a lean, and I'll pull. I won't show you the card just yet. So you could do two of these cards, or you could do one of the art cards, which I'll show you. So this is the backing of the Cosma Visions. There is nothing, it's not like a shimmer. It's not like a highlight of any sort here. It's just the coloring, yellowish, goldish color. And then the colors radiating out. This is the same throughout the deck. Let me see here. So I got the stand. Stand is very nice. All right, so the art cards. Just a moment here. The art cards, I'm very happy I got. There was the option to get a few other add-ons like the cloth and the larger book itself. The book itself was in relation to the Cosma Visions. This is the book that comes with the deck. But the larger book has this information, I believe, Cosma Visions, and then it also has the Prisma Visions, which was the precursor for this deck. But what's interesting with that book in particular is that it flips. So when you get that larger bound book, one side of it will be for Prisma colors and the other side will be for Cosma Visions, and you just flip it around. And they relate to each other. The information all in that book, and it's all in full color. But since I was new to this process of discovering past life experiences, so on and so forth, I just said, let me just keep this simple. And the art cards are 22 cards. They're basically the major arcana. The major arcana in this deck, Cosma Visions, is reworded, but it still has significance to the major arcana that we know in the RWS. So the names have been changed, and we'll go through those. The art cards I love because they're big. I love larger size cards. This deck sort of surprised me in the sense of the size of the cards, but James did state the size, and for some reason I thought the measurements were a little bit larger. So the cards are smaller. The first 22 cards have a border around them. The major arcana and then the minor arcana are borderless, which makes sense when you do the panoramic layout of these cards through their suits. You won't have any borders to break them up. So The art cards, I think, are they're 4x6. So this is and because of the lighting here, I'm not doing justice to the colors and the quality, but these are all matte. There's no glossy, no sheen to it, which I think is fine. So with the art cards, we have, let me put this card aside. Okay, so this is our first card from the Cosma Visions, Death representing Full. So with the major arcana, we have the cycle of the journey that each individual goes through. So one way that you can read the Fool is as the beginning of something new. Here we're seeing the ending and the start of something new. So this is merging from our last card, 22, and going into this card of death. So death is similar to rebirth, transformation, and what we've learned, we start on to explore on the next journey. I'm gonna go through the major arcana like this with the Cosmovision version and the deck itself, and also the art cards. And then what's wonderful is I do a lot of meditative evening readings, so I do these card readings before I go to sleep. We have the meaning on the back of the cards. You could take that information with you for either the start of your day or before you go to sleep, or at any point of the day or evening if you feel you need to draw a card for guidance. You get this. So it's gold. I think it's gold embossed. The words and the pattern here. Now with the larger cards, there's going to be a difference. You can't really see it through the monitor, but this here, slightly more contrastier, and the blacks are a little bit deeper. And even though they're both matte, this holds a little bit more contrast. This one just slight minutia, but nothing to be crazy about. So here's our first one, our death or our Fool. And let me go, before I start going all into this, let me, the book is very small. It's printed, or it's bound together very tight. So you will have to move the book back a little bit to get in between to see the full sentences and paragraphs. And this is actually all I need. I just need, because this is a non-system deck, even though it pulls references to the Rider-Waite-Smith, this deck has its own interpretation. And as I had mentioned, this is relating to past lives. So it's going to take some of the meanings behind the major arcana archetypes that we worded in a minor arcana, and they're placing it in the context of healing and soul searching and awakening through this journey. So it's pretty amazing. So the paragraphed part, oh yes, I gotta tell you this as well. The paragraphed part, I'm trying to find my first card here. It's really small. So right here, throughout the major arcana, that paragraph pulls information and places it onto here. So it takes a snippet from the meaning of each major arcana and it places it on the back of the card. So it's for instance, here for the Fool, death, I'll just read it. Let's see. It is what we often fear most and know so little about. We imagine it as the soundless dark. Let me pull back here, sorry. Soundless dark void where there is nothing everywhere. But in this oracle, death marks the start. Perhaps it is here that we can finally see death, not as the impending force of doom we so fear, but rather an escort to our next chapter. It is the end of a cycle and opens a door for a new lifetime to unfold. So again, it's a continual journey. New beginnings, second chances, second go around. And then with each of the major arcana, it goes into a deeper aspect and meaning behind it. Okay, so you're not here to see the book, you're here to see the cards. Okay, so that was death. Place these in an order. And then death is for 0. Our first card, which represents the magician, has been assigned the crow. And that's such a beautiful placement for the magician, the crow. We have swirling patterns of green. There's a blue cast that shows on these cards, but overall this is all green. And the colors of red, yellow, and white. There's a lot of movement in this deck, which I love. And then again in the back, everything's printed the same. You have the filigree-like corners, all gold embossed. And then here for the back. And then here. So again, the art cards, a little less contrasty. I know it's hard to tell here, my heavenly lights shining upon me here and on these cards. This, the major arcana for Cosma Visions has a little bit more contrast in the black stuff, just a slight more punch to it. So I am happy with this deck. At first when I got it, I'll just say right off the bat, when I opened up the Cosma Visions, I was like, oh, the deck is small. You know, I saw the borders and I was just like, oh no. But when the art cards are perfect, because I can actually use the art cards into the readings as well. Actually, this one, this is the Swan. This is our High Priestess. This has a little bit more punch to it. This has a little bit more contrast. And again, writing in the back. So I'm doing this in order, so just bear with me because I do not want to mix these up. And the peacock is our Empress. Really beautiful. And then this is our Emperor, the Pelican. Yeah, this one has a little bit more contrast in it. Interesting. Seems to alternate. Phoenix for the Hierophant. energy is just amazing. And this is typical of James's style. There's a lot of swirls and splashes and star-like patterns. Very cosmic. Cosma Visions. And then we have soulmates for the lovers. Now this is going to be a very beautiful deck to read with. And these cards, I don't know if it's the same with the art cards. It's supposed to be smudge-free, fingerprint-free. It is for the most part. Here's a spirit plane, which is interesting for the chariot. And look at this, wow, multi-dimensional. Yeah, there's a little bit of smudge marks, but when you kind of rub over the mark again, it disappears. So it's not like you're smearing it, the marks. So it's pretty good. And then here's 8 more orbs. And a cosmic tree representing Wheel of Fortune. Again, I haven't read through the deck. I just got the deck a few days ago, and I think it was the second day because I've been working. The second day when I was a little bit more calmer, I took the deck and I crawled into bed and I just started looking at the art cards. It's just like, wow, fantastic. Life map. I'm sorry, this is the Wheel of Fortune. The card previous is the Cosmic Tree. This is reminiscent of the Hermit. Or of Strength, I'm sorry, because I forget 8 and 11, they can be interchanged. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune here. This could be justice or strength. Look at the detail here. It looks like a bear. Cannot tell if I go like this. Looks very reptilian. Beautiful. I'd like to know if anyone has already received their deck, how they feel about it. Here's Sacrifice. Hangman. Again, each of the art cards. There's information on the back. And we have past lives. The journey that all of us go through. This is representing of death. This is card 13, if you want to follow it numerically. And then we have the maze. The maze is representative of temperance, of the devil. Actually, I'm going to double check that because I want to make sure, because as I mentioned, depending on what system you're studying, Yeah, 14 is temperance. And then 15 is, yep, he kept the order. And then here we have the devil. So 14, temperance, the labyrinth, the maze, 15th here. A different approach to the devil, the vessel, what we hold within ourselves, what we expel outward. The more I see this, the more I like it. Slight imperfection here, but that's okay. You got the shore. 16. This represents our tower. And then you have the moon here. Number 18. Or 17. This is just wonderful. Look at this. Moving through those layers of the subconscious. Going through each layer of self-discovery until you find yourself. If you look at it really quick, you'll see the person here and whatnot, but the more you spend time with it, you'll definitely feel the movement and the energy of this card, each and every one of these cards. I'm going to have the bridge. I'll read apart from this. Fragments of your past and future memories reflect onto the bridge and then vanish. The figure that was once at the other end of the bridge is no longer there, and you find yourself in their place. The continuing journey came from the star. This is the star. I'm getting my arcanas mixed up because of how these images are set up. And then our bridge is the moon. Crossing over those realms. And then infinite paths, our sun. And I like this. The souls are merging with the movement. You feel the magic of the stars, the warmth of the sun, and the illumination of the moon filling you up. It is now that you realize your recent tumultuous journey was only part of becoming a new being. So, and this is judgment. The unknown. Whatever blooming happiness may have been left over from your recent enlightenment has faded into the unknown. This loneliness only grows as the judging wind whips against your back, and unsure of what happens now or what comes next. It's typically this is of judgment, how we see ourselves, but also letting go. And then our last card is the world. Interpret it as life on earth. Let's see. When you are a young human, you can often recall your previous lives before being inside of this vessel, the vessel being us. As you grow older, you start to forget your old soul. It seems so far away, a different life, and this is your life now. So you adopt this world as your own, forgetting the real one behind until the next time around. And with great harmony, another cycle begins. So as I mentioned, this is the ending, the cycle, and the beginnings of the next cycle, which puts us back to this card. And also remember here with the veil, sort of finding our own freedom, our own form of liberation. So that's the major arcana of the Cosma Visions Oracle. There's one card that is in this deck, and this was actually made into a print. It's called Sleeping Ships, and I think there's a large print of this. And this card, you can include it in the deck, even though it's not part of the major or minor arcana, but you can use it as a form of guidance or clarity in a reading, or something just to meditate on. And let's see what he has here. I'll just read a snippet. I'm not going to read the whole thing. And there are layouts in here that are quite. There's 2 layouts I definitely want to check out. And I'm trying to find a meaning for. It's in here. Sleeping ships. Let's call it Sleeping Ships. Okay. It's in here, but it's just not popping up. Okay. I'll just show the card one more time. You see there's a question mark on it. I wish that wasn't there, wasn't necessary, but it's fine. Maybe choices to make on the path, hence the question mark. Okay. James offers a few layouts. 1, 2. We have the Vision, which is a 3-card spread, then Celtic Cross, which seems to be pretty standard when there's a book being made for a deck. There tends to be just your 1-card reading, your 3 cards, your Celtic Cross. Then he has one here called the Mirror Arc, and then the Life Map. And then this is the one I really want to try. This is the one that you use all 21 cards from, and he makes reference to this layout. It's called Cosma Visions Regressions. He uses the major arcana for this layout and refers them as houses. Not like we know astrology, but just the placement of these energies. So the House of Death, as I showed you, was the Fool. And it's where this life ended. House of Crow deals with creativity. That's the Magician. 2, the Hierophant, House of the Swan, intuition, knowledge. House of the Peacock, your connection to Earth. That's our Empress. Pelican, discipline. So you could call it the House of Disciplines, House of Relationships with Earth, House of Intuition, so on and so forth. But this is how the layout looks. It's a big spread. This is one that I know this will probably be the one, this will be the one layout that I will work with to introduce me to past life readings. And he gives an explanation of the Cosma Visions regression spread. I'm looking for patterns, repetitive suits showing up in the reading. Okay, so let's go on to our suits. Okay. Got one thing to point out. It's not a big deal for me. It's beautiful. And I don't think I'm going to have the light to show this. This has a labradorite. Yeah, did work. A labradorite edging. I'm trying to figure out the best way to hold this foot. So it's nice. This is actually my first deck that has a form of holographic coloring. It's on all the edges, which is quite nice. It looks nice when they're stacked, but when they're individual, it doesn't show that much. And it looks like it's not going to rub off. The stock itself is pretty sturdy, so I feel this is going to hold up very well. So with the Cosma Visions, the suits have been renamed. So the wands are now embers. The cups are lotuses. Birds are air, or swords. Swords are birds. And then trees would be for pentacles or earth. And so these are all in order. So here's our Ace of Embers. And again, that's our back. So I want to show you, actually I could do it like this. Got the card holder here. Okay. So see how I can do this, how to do 4 onto, oops, not gonna work. Not gonna work. Let's do this again. I'm gonna put this back. So here we start seeing the story build. Okay. And then they connect like so. So 3 embers. Maybe I'll do it like this here. Because I think this is very nice. Once you see the connection, 3 and 4. So when you get this deck, or anyone who's ordered it or waiting for it, and luckily I have a 3 by 4 foot table here. You could do a wide spread. There's our 7 and 8 embers. Again, embers are now the wands. Or wands are now embers. And you see the connection there. 9 and 10 of wands, of embers. James does have court cards, but they're not really court cards like the way that we know. They have different names to them, but their energy is still the same. So for anyone who is getting this deck, if you're new to tarot, this is a different way of learning. It helps if you do have, I feel, a little bit of knowledge of the Rider-Waite-Smith system and how the court cards work, and not the court cards, how the minor arcana works with each of the elements. I'll do the same here. There's our Ace and 2 of Lotus. And then I'm going to put this here in front. The story continues onward. Let's be consistent. 4 to 5 of lotuses. Six to 7 of lotuses. The cards there underneath. So the movement. Again, this deck has a lot of energy, a lot of movement. I feel as I go through these cards individually, you can almost feel like you are going on that journey. And I think this is James's intention with this deck, to feel like you're traveling with this deck and experiencing what you're seeing in each of these cards. And I think that's really important when you go into the tarot. You need to visualize. Got it backwards. You need to visualize what it's like to be in that scene, what it's like to be in that environment, to truly connect with the meaning and the understanding and the guidance of that card. So that was Ace of Lotuses representing cups. And then we get to see court cards. Let me check something out here. Yeah. The court cards covers the same journey as well. Ace and 2 of birds. It's great because it's like you're getting a vision board right now. You put these cards together. It's like 3 and 4 cards. Let's have a look. Just the 3 of birds. This one's a little, we have to agree with Kelly. We go from birds to planes. I have to look in the guidebook. I'm certain there's more information for the transition of natural Mother Nature influences to current technology of planes. So 7 and 8. Right. And the color cast that you're seeing here, again, my screen is picking up more of a blue tinge. So it's, for the birds, the colors are pretty, there's some violet, some like lilac-y colors that influence the suit. Like here with embers. Like deeper violets. A warm violet color. And then with the lotus, the cups. Like light blues, sea green color. Let's go to the 9, 10 of birds. Here we see the aftermath. Focus of the vultures, of the vulture. Very nice. Let's look at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Okay, and then lastly, we're going into our earth influence of this deck for trees. I'll show it to you like this. I'm definitely going to make use of this card holder. Oops. I'll just tilt it down so you can see. So here we get more desert sand color with the other Prismacolors. But it's a little bit lighter. Sometimes I do. So again, you can line these all up. You tilt it at an angle so you can see more of the color. Well, okay, let's try this again. Those are 5 and 6. Oh, this one's beautiful together. At the cityscape there. I'm going through this quickly because there's quite a few things to cover with this deck. So here's our 9 and 10. And again, all of these, when you work with this deck, you will more than likely be working with the different representations of these elements. Embers, lotuses, the birds and the trees for past life healing. That's just going to be wonderful. I'm excited about this because the energy of this deck is just wonderful. So much movement. So here are the court cards. Now, I don't believe they are set through suits like the embers, lotus, and birds and trees. I have to see. This is feeling very embery-like, very fiery. I have to see how James explains these court cards. And then here's the mystic and the protector. Now, these feel like fiery energies to me. The court cards. So I think I'll put it like this: 1, 2, 3. So then we have the weaver and the fighter. And I might do it like this so at least you could see the panoramic influence. So weaver. And these colors seem a little bit more suited to the lotus. Maybe the birds, because of the color cast. I don't know. So, the elementals. and the dreamer. These don't connect, so here we go. And this is good because then you can keep the order of the deck. So if you get them mixed up and you're not sure if the dreamer or the elementist comes first, you just connect them visually, and then you know the order. So we have the weaver, the fighter, the dreamer, and then the elementist. Also, just when you get this deck, look for subtle information. There's stuff that's hidden. You almost have to take another look. We have this scene underneath the crescent moon. And then we have the center eye. This is what I enjoy about the tarot and also decks in general. There's always more information to see. Even with a typical Rider-Waite-Smith deck, if you're getting all familiar with it, you're getting so focused on the information stuff, you don't really look at the picture that there's information that's in there. And this is for the trees. Composer, the romantic. I'll double check this, but I'm going more by the color scheme. Now this is actually, got it. This looks to be for the lotus because of the coloring. And the weaver, fire, elementist. That is for birds, for the birds. It's pretty brilliant. Okay, so then here we have the mender, the peacemaker. This is all in relation for the tree, element of earth. And I'm actually laying these out here right now so you can see. The color scheme is very similar. Look here, sand colored. Here we have the pathfinder and the entertainer. And so then for our court cards, the mender, the peacemaker, pathfinder, and entertainer. So I'm going to place that here for the trees. Then I got 2 extra cards that I am not certain how to place them. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Very interesting. They are connected together. I will have to look at this. So I have the composer. Oh, hang on 1 second. It's like doing a puzzle. And that's not bad. I just lost my order here. Oh, here we go. Nope, I already did that one. 2, 3. I got the mender. So Geomancer and the Commander. Now, I'm not sure relationship-wise where these fall in regards to the elements of the suits. They could be cards that could represent indicating the self, could be masculine self, the feminine self, which I have a feeling this is what it is. So it's the Geomancer and the Commander. Actually, let me see here really quick. Nope. Geomancer, and I'm going to have to go through this because I think I got the order mixed up. Geomancer is the queen. It's related to the Queen of Pentacles, and then the Commander is the King of Pentacles. Geomancer, Queen, and then the King. Excuse me. So sorry. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have to go through these because I think somewhere with the trees for the court cards, some of these cards I may have misplaced in order, thinking because I was looking pictorially how they all connect. So I have to revisit this and see. I like it. It's like piecing a puzzle. I think Kelly did the same thing when she got the deck. She's like, no, I think this card goes here. But I don't want to hold up time to figure this out because this is how I'll learn more about the deck, where everything is placed. So that's the walkthrough, the Kickstarter walkthrough of the Cosma Visions. There's no bag, but you can get a bag separate for it. As a Kickstarter option, I have quite a few tarot bags, so I passed on getting a bag. I just kept it very simple. I got my deck. I got the card holder, which I enjoy very much. I got the small booklet. Go with it. And of course, with the box, hardcover, first edition. Just kind of quickly recap. So inside of it. And then I had shown the art cards. This is I don't think I showed the box for the art cards. This is the box for it. Can't recall. I don't think I did. So it's black. It has a linen finish to it. The inside has a magnetic clasp. Gold is very important with this deck when it comes to the art cards and the embossing on them. That's what we get here on the back. So I'm happy with my selection. I'm happy that I have these particular art cards. So I like larger images. It makes me connect further with my readings. And so these are only for the major arcana. There's no larger version for the minor arcana, then it might as well be a whole large deck. But you got the pin, you got the stickers, and I'll show the coin one more time. This is very, very beautiful, very unique. With the coppery, more copper than bronze. And then we have the inscription of the, not really inscription, but the logo, the lotus. And we'll go here again, more detail. And there you have it. So now, I did mention about the layout. And I feel for anyone who is new, I'm going to look at this. I have another review to do later this evening of this deck online. But I think the Cosma Visions regression is perfect to just start exploring this deck. And it looks like it does incorporate the minor arcana as well. I guess it's follow-up cards. I have to read this more in detail. And it's booklet again. So I believe I put the link. I believe this deck will be ready for regular orders the end of March. James posted on Instagram that he's taking a bit of a break, which is understandable. He started working on this I think it came in September on Kickstarter, which means he was working on it before. And he's now taking a break. He just shipped out, I think, the first 600 to 1,000 decks, and I believe the rest are being shipped through the assistance of his workers. So the link is there if you want to do orders. If anyone else, I'm going to state this as well, is that if anyone else is new to James's process of working with past lives with this deck, I'd love to know how the experience is going for you, because this is going to be a new journey for me to experience. And I think it's going to be quite nice. I'm looking forward to this. So all the information on the deck, again, I have the Kickstarter. Hi. And how the Kickstarter is run. And also I have the link for James's website that you can order the deck directly. So that's it. That's the wonderful Cosma Visions Oracle. The major arcana, I feel you can use as oracle cards in themselves, and possibly use the minor arcana. But I feel the power of these of the major arcana cards will be good, just as an oracle guide for readings. So they work both ways, as a tarot deck and oracle deck. So that's it. I'm sorry I have to go right now, Janine, but thank you for checking in. You can replay this later. I'm also going to do another review of this later on this evening. So you'll be able to watch it here on YouTube as needed. Have a wonderful day, evening. Again, any questions for anyone who's working with this deck or experiences, let me know. I look forward to hearing what people are going to be experiencing with this deck. Thanks so much again. This is Amy of the Mystic Rose Tarot, and thank you so much for watching.